Hello, everybody, and welcome to the reveal of the 2025 Veteran Bike Racing Series schedule. So, a little bit of quick disclaimers. First, we normally run a 14 race season. This year, we're adding so many new tracks, it's going to be a 22 race season. And normally, we start in the late spring, early summer. So, late April, early May. We're starting this season in October of this damn year. We are going all out. I need racing through the whole school year this year just to help me survive. And we are going to be racing for 10 months out of the year. 22 races in 10 months. It's going to be epic. We got a lot of new tracks, so there's some stuff that I can't really speak on because I haven't been there yet. But this is the most excited I've ever been for a schedule release because this is the first one I'm posting to YouTube ever, and it's got so many new things. I can't wait for you guys to see next season, man. So, let's get this started. Race 1. It's going to be at a place called McCarthy Park in the Whitnall area, and it's going to take place on October 12th, 2024. So, I've never been to this place. I have never been there. But I'm gonna do 6 races in the Whitnall area because I'm celebrating, or I'm trying to branch out, and I'm celebrating getting out of Cudahy because I probably will end up be getting out of Cudahy soon. So hopefully that happens. But yeah, I'm just trying to branch out, see new places, and do new tracks there. And this is a pretty big track. So we're going to see how it goes. It's by a baseball field. Hopefully it's not that packed that day. But I have a feeling in the summer it's going to be pretty packed. The next race is Race 100 at the Kazi Mile on October 19th. I originally had this on the last weekend of October, but I realized that Halloween weekend. I forgot about Halloween. So yeah, we're going to have to put that as a back-to-back weekend and put Halloween as an off weekend. So, Race 100, I've been doing this since 2018. So this is going to be the 8th season. It took 8 seasons to get to 100 races. I'm so amped for that race, man. That's one of the races I'm looking forward to this year. Race number 3 is going to be the first ever November race, November 2nd. 2024 at the Pulaski Church. Going around the church, that's one of the best tracks every year. I don't remember the last bad race it's had. It's had so many great races, and I can't wait for that race, man. That's another big-time track in this series. I can't wait for that race. Race 4, it's another one in the Whitnall area. It's Olcott Park on November 9th. I don't know this track either, but from what I've seen on my trusty Snap Map, because I basically got these track ideas from looking at Snapchat's map, it's gonna be similar to a track that was the first ever race of this. It was at Pulaski. It was called the Pulaski Super Speedway, where it's going around a little building and a pool. That's gonna be what Olcott is right there. So. And that race ended in the photo finish, so I think that's going to be a pretty good race. Next race 5 is going to be on November 23rd, and it's at the baseball track. Baseball Raceway, the long-awaited return of that track. That was one of the bigger tracks at Kazi that we did. It hosted a championship race in 2022, which was Josh's first championship out of his 2. And yeah, it's great to have that back. I wanted that. There was a schedule mix-up where I forgot to have that in, so we went a year without it. But this year, it's going to come back in a big way. 2 races at that track. It's going to be fun. I can't wait for y'all to see that track. That's one of the best tracks out there that we got. Race 6. This is the only race at Cudahy Park. This is the American Raceway. As y'all know, I like the track when I was on the BMX bike, but I don't know how the track's going to be on my other bike. I could go test that out later before the summer ends. I mean, I do have today to do that, later today, and then Monday, because I'm going to be up at the mile on Saturday and Sunday, so I won't be able to. So yeah, I could go and do that on Monday and test it out. Maybe put a video out on that. But it didn't have a really good race. This is probably going to be the last race ever at Cudahy Park, unless we get like a photo finish and the race is fucking insane. Let's see how that goes. Hopefully it's a good race, but I doubt it. So, race 7, this is the last race of this year. There's going to be 7 races this year, and then the rest of the season's in 2025. On December 7th, 2024, we race at the Boot at Pulaski. That was one of the weirder races last year. You know, weird conditions. It was foggy out, cold. And it was a weird day. You know, the first 35 laps of that race were pretty boring. You know, Josh was running away. And then the last 5 laps, I finally made it entertaining, but Josh still won. But that's also Josh's last win ever. And hopefully that track is pretty good. You know, I put on a weird race last year, but it was great to have it back. I haven't ran at that track since the non-league days. So that was it was the first race we did since the non-league days, but we also had a preseason race on COVID year. So 2020. 2020 was the last race setting we did at that track before 24. But let's see how it goes. I hope it's a good race. And then we have the holidays off. It's going to be a little bit of a long break, 4 weeks. And then we're coming back, race 8 at the Twister at Kazi on January 18th of 2024. Oh, I forgot to mention the Sheridan race, the Cudahy Park race on race 6. That's going to be on Black Friday, so Thanksgiving weekend. That should be a fun one. I'm looking forward to that one. Actually, the first ever Black Friday race. I'm just not looking forward to the track. Race 8, it's at the Twister. That was another weird one where we didn't run it until late at night, and we had to run it a shortened distance of the track because my mom is blind, as none of you know, but she's blind and she struggles at tracks like that where you have to go by specific stuff. So it's back. So that's always got to be a day race now. Anyway, race 9 on January 25th. That's going to be at McCarthy. So, yeah, McCarthy, it's their second race of 3. So another thing I should mention about the Whitnall area tracks. McCarthy Park and Alcott Park will have 3 races, making it 6 in the Whitnall area. And those 3 races are going to be at the same tracks. We're going to be doing some other tested stuff there to see if there will be some other tracks that we could run at over there. So, there's going to be other tracks in that area. We just have to go over there to do that. So, just an FYI. Race 10, off week, but then we go back. So, in between race 9 and race 10, there's going to be an off week. And back on February 8th, we are going to have the baseball track's last race of the year on February 8th, 2025, which is race 10. I really hope that those 2 races put on a really good show. I think they will, but let's see. I hope so. It did in the past. It had a lot of good races in the past. The last one we did back in 2023 was okay, but we'll see. We will see. And then race 11, the final race of the halfway point, is at Alcott. It's at Alcott, February 15th, 2025. Here's something that I would like to mention on that race as a disclaimer. Before this series is over, I would love to do an MLK race. And I thought about doing that, but then I realized it's Alcott. My mom and dad are going to be working, and unless I'm driving, there's no way to get there on a Monday, on a cold Monday in February. So most likely the MLK race would have to be at Kazi, Pulaski, or Sheridan. Then again, now or at the parking lot, the abandoned Kmart parking lot, because that's, you know, that's closer. This is the Whitnall area tracks are the furthest away I have ever raced in my life, so I have no idea what to expect at those two places. Hopefully they're not packed so we can run there. But I kind of have a feeling they will be packed, especially in the summer, and some of these races are in the warmer months here in Wisconsin. But now that I started thinking about the MLK race, I have an idea of what I want to do for that. So I might make a little short on that tonight because I have an idea. Because I've been trying to think about the 2026 schedule also. So yeah. Anyway, there's gonna after Olcott race 11, the final race of the first half of the year, we have over a month break in between race 11 and 12, as we're gonna come back to racing on March 22nd, race 12 around the Pulaski Pool, one of the iconic racetracks in this series. It's back on March 22nd. That's gonna be fun. It used to have two races because the racing before the repave was so damn good there. But now it's kind of been bad, even though last year's race was pretty good. Or I should say this year because it's 2024 still. But yeah, it was a pretty good race. Just hopefully, maybe it could have two races again in 26. Who knows? But anyway. Then we have another month break, basically, as we'll return to action on April 19th, race 13. And this will be another new track, but this time I have been there, so I know what to expect. It is at an old abandoned Kmart parking lot, which is close by. Me and my mom have ran at that track. We did like a preseason race there, which I'm gonna record that. Which I'm gonna put a video out on that race soon on my other channel. But yeah, I'd say it's the shortest track on the schedule. It's the shortest track on the schedule. It's gonna be fun because it's kind of a downhill, uphill thing, kind of like an Oak Creek track we'll be doing in the future. But yeah, I mean, I'm really hyped for that race. That race is gonna be a lot of fun. Then race 14 on May 3rd of 2025. We'll be going back to McCarthy for the last time this season. Still don't know what to expect, but it's a big track. Bigger than what I thought. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it is when we get there in October, but I think that track's going to put on some good racing. Just in my opinion from how I've seen it. And then race 15, after basically a month break in between race 14 and 15, we go to the first Sheridan Park race of the year, and it's at the Aquatic Long Road Course. So the reason why it's called the Aquatic Long is because there's a pool there at Sheridan, at the Sheridan Park, and it's pretty big. It's the biggest pool in this city. There's not that many here. I think there's a second one. Yeah, only Sheridan and Pulaski have pools, and Sheridan's obviously bigger. But Sheridan. So we're gonna have a track. There's a little bike path around the whole pool. So we'll be racing around the whole pool. Obviously, when it's not open, but that should be a really fun race. It's a really fast track. A lot where you're pedaling, you're pumping. It's going to be really fast. There's only really 2 big braking zones. It's going to be hard to pass, but it's going to be a really fast track. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then race 16 on June 15th, which is a Sunday morning race. which I might have to move this because I'll explain. Because this is at Pulaski, but there is a baseball league. It's called the Mexican League because there's a lot of Mexican and Dominican players there. That's actually what actually all of them are, but they pack it out at this place big time, and it's right by this track. So I might have to move that to a Saturday morning. But race 16 is at a track called the Batman Speedway, and this is at Pulaski. A couple things that it features: it's really fast, kind of like the aquatic long track. It's gonna have the shortest amount of laps in the race this year. In races this year, at 18. And another thing is the back straightaway of the track is gonna be on an actual street where cars will be driving on. So it's gonna be a little dangerous, but hey, let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. But normally that Mexican League gets there in Sunday mornings, so we might have to move that to a Saturday morning race, most likely. So there's going to be changes. We'll see how it goes. But that Mexican League it runs through the whole summer. So, yeah. Well, actually, it runs more than the summer because this is the first year they did it, and they started in like May and April. So it actually runs through the whole spring and summer, kind of like how when I started my season this past year, I started in April and ended in July. But this goes on longer, so we'll see how that one goes. It's gonna be a fun race. Another thing I forgot to mention was there's gonna be the races 19 through 22 are playoff races, with the 22nd race being the championship, and the first 18 are regular season races. So, just a disclaimer there. But second last race of the regular season, race 17, it's at Olcott again. I think that's going to be the better of the two tracks at and the Whitnall area. But I don't know. We'll see. I could be dead wrong. And that track could absolutely suck, but I think it's going to be a really fun races out of those three races. That's the last time at Olcott, by the way. And then the last race of the regular season, the July 4th Crown Jewel race weekend at the Pulaski Park Original Course. The sixth running. 2020 was the first. That was won by Josh. 2021 was my only win at that track. 2022 was won by Josh in the most boring one. And then Zach won back-to-back. So I'm looking to be the third multi-time winner of that race. And I really want to win that race again. Because that was also the last year I won my championship too. I haven't won the biggest race in our sport and the championship since that year. I'm on a crown jewel drought right now. So, well, another thing that I'd like to mention is the Chicago Street Race is that weekend for NASCAR. And we're going to that. We're going the whole weekend, I'm pretty sure. So it's going to be one of these nights, and I'll just say this right now. Thursday night, it could be Thursday night on July 3rd, which is kind of unlikely, but it's not as unlikely as July 4th, the Friday night. That's the most unlikely where it's going to happen. It most likely won't happen on July 4th. July 3rd is the third most likely. This is the most likely Saturday night, July 5th. I kind of hope that happens. But then this is the second most likely, July 6th, Sunday night. But we'll see. The Chicago Street Race being that weekend is kind of skewing things. But it's going to be one of those 4 nights, hopefully. So we'll definitely see how that goes. Another thing I'd like to mention about Olcott is June 28th is when Atlanta's Cup race is. That's a Saturday night. So we're going to have to do that in the Saturday afternoon, most likely. But yeah, that race shouldn't be affected, thankfully, because Atlanta's going to be a Saturday night race, most likely. So yeah, that's good for me. And then now we begin the playoffs. Race 19, First race of the playoffs on July 12th. Which I'm pretty sure that's a Saturday. Yeah, it is. That'll be at the Kazi Playground. Once again, one of the best tracks. You know, the playoffs are the best time for bike racing. We have not had a bad playoff race since 2022, and that was the championship race because Josh was so dominant that year that basically every race that he ran in, he won, and he made it boring as shit. So, yeah, there will not be a bad playoff race this season. Period. Mark my damn words. Race 20 back at the church, July 19th. For a playoff race. You know we had to put it in there. These are all the best tracks in the series. The last 5 races are the best 5 tracks in the series. There will not be a bad race on those last 5 races. I guarantee that. The church is fun. The playground's fun. The original course is the best race the whole season. It's our crown jewel. It's going to be awesome. And then the last 2. Race 21 on August 9th. The aquatic short track at the Sheridan Park provided the best race of 2024. It was awesome. Me and Mom were battling it out the whole time. Ended up in the photo finish. My mom took it. She won it. And she looked pretty good in the playoffs until Zach arrived for that championship race. But that's going to be a fun race. That could honestly be the best race of the season again. It's one of my favorite tracks now after this past summer's race. I can't wait to race there again. And then the finale, race 22, on the best track in the circuit. It's at the Kazi Mile on August 16th. Race 22, baby. It is awesome. That track is so fun. It's like Indy. It is so much fun to race at because it's the best track. You can pass on that track on the outside, inside. It's just like Indy. It is so similar to Indy. It's like a rectangle. It's so much fun. And that's going to be a great way to end the season. Finally, the mile gets what it deserves, a championship race. And it's going to be so much fun. But, yeah, this is the most amped I've ever been for a schedule. I'm so excited about it because there's so many new opportunities and so much new stuff. I can't wait to see how it all goes. But I had to take into effect IMSA, IndyCar, and NASCAR schedules before I did this because we go to all 3 of them those race series when they come around the Wisconsin area. So like Road America, the Milwaukee Mile, and then Chicago and Indy. Those 4 tracks. So as soon as NASCAR dropped their schedule, I was working on this. So, yeah. I think it's I think this is the best schedule I've ever done. And I hope y'all like it. I hope this is the best racing season we have because eventually it will be done. This series is not going to be lasting past 2026 because I graduate in 26. I got to focus on my life. The main goal is to bring this back bigger than ever because I'm trying to be a broadcaster for any sport like football, baseball, basketball, racing. Those are the big soccer. Those are the sports that I know. Even golf I could do. But yeah, I'm so ready for this season, man. I didn't get a chance to go race for the championship because of my shoulder. I'm healthy now. I can't wait to run and race again. I'm so amped. There's a lot of races I'm looking forward to do, like all the Whitnall races. The mile has 2 of the 3 biggest races this year. It has race 100 early on in the season and the championship race. Obviously, I'm excited to do the July 4th Crown Jewel race again. And then the playoffs, the best time of racing. We haven't had a bad playoff race in a long time. It's been 8. We've had 8 bangers in the playoffs in a row. And the next 4 are going to be bangers as well. Mark my words. So, yeah, there's a lot of new stuff, a lot of old returning, but a lot of new. And that's what I like. I'm branching out. I've stopped just going to Kazi and Pulaski. I'm now branching out and doing all this. And I'm enjoying this now. I'm enjoying this more than I ever have. And I am so ready to get my 3rd championship in this series. And that's the main goal, is to win race 100. It's to win. I want to win every race, but the main ones I want to win. I want to win race 100. I want to win July 4th weekend. And I want to win the championship race. Those are the 3 big races that I want to win. And if I win all 3 of them, well, I'm happy, because that's job accomplished. And then we focus on 2026, where, that's the last season. That just feels weird to say. Been doing this for 8 years, and the last season is coming up, and I'm going to be graduating soon too. I'm going to be turned into an adult. Life's going to roll on forward then. So, yeah, thank y'all for watching. I want to make this season the best season for you guys, for you fans. I know there's some out there. I can't wait for y'all to see this season. But, yeah, that's it. That's it for this series. That's it for the schedule release, reaction, and breakdown. I'll see you soon. We'll see you in about a month. Nearly a month away from the first race of the year on October 12th at McCarthy Park up in the Whitnall area. But yeah, y'all have a good day. Thank y'all for watching. This is the best schedule I've ever done. And I really hope this is the best season that we have ever done. So that's it. It's time to go. Have a good day. RV out. Peace!